Roses are red. Water is clear. Mondo Duplantis breaks the pole vault world record for the 13th time in his career.
Did it stay up? It did stay up. Mondo Duplantis, by the smallest, sets his 13th world record.
Okay, as if it's a surprise at this point. It's already his third world record this year, which matches the most amount of times he's done it in a singular year, and we've still got a bit over a month to go for the season, as well as the World Championships. So all in all, he might set a world record setting personal best? Does that make sense? Let's just get to breaking down the competition since no one else does. Prior to this meet, we've seen a semi-manufactured rivalry brewing between Emmanuel Karalis and the king himself Armand Duplantis. I've been a big advocate of this myself. While Karalis is realistically nowhere near him, he has been showing incredible potential this year. He's had a number of close attempts at 6 meters 10, and even jumped a personal best of 6.08 meters only 10 days ago, securing himself as a top 4 pole vaulter in history. So here he was today, flexing this new status. Karalis opening his competition at 5.72 and demolishing it.
First attempt, here he goes again at 5.72, that's more like it.
A height only 3 men would surpass this entire competition. The next height, 5.82, Duplantis fondles it with a well-executed jump. As you'd expect, and Karalis skips this height, opting to go for 5.92, attempting to save energy for bigger heights and a shot at catching Duplantis if he so happens to have an off day. Unfortunately, this plan would be in vain for more reasons than one, needing all 3 attempts to get over this height, wasting valuable energy.
Great the other day, and he does get the 5.92.
But he does nail it when he needs to on the final attempt, with a bit of a wonky jump. And that's it for the build-up, the foreplay if you will. Now, it's the big boy heights. Fortunately, we live in the era of Duplantis. 6 meters might not even seem like a lot depending who you are, but I want you to know, only 30 men in history have ever gone over 6 meters. And even then, we've only seen a handful of competitions where 2 or more men have gone over 6 meters at the same time. So minutes after his 5.92 clearance, Karalis' first attempt flawlessly clears 6.02.
Oh, that's a lovely clearance. Karalis at 6.02.
And his instant reaction is to chuckle, probably asking why he couldn't have done this earlier. Instead, he spent so much energy just to get here. And the side view gives us solid insight into what types of heights Karalis is capable of, and why so many people are getting behind this rivalry narrative. I mean, we already know he's jumped 6.08, but in this 6.02 clearance, this is a lot more than a 6cm gap on top of it. Although I will admit, it's his depth over the bar that is his biggest issue right now. And Duplantis, the very next jump, gives us a perfect example of how to get that depth, floating at least 20 centimeters above this bar at every point of his jump.
Oh boy, and when you convert that massive approach speed into vertical lift, he booms over the bar, he clears.
It's a night and day difference when you compare the 2 jumps. Next, 6 meters, 11 centimeters. Both would struggle in very different aspects. Karalis on 2 attempts would never quite reach that height. In fact, it's pretty common knowledge you only have around 6 to 8 good jumps in you per competition. So he's gassed after 6 attempts trying to reach this height and retires after his second attempt.
Much better than his first attempt.
While Duplantis' first attempt goes so massively above 6.11, but is just way out of position at the peak of his jump and kicks it down.
Wow, that was a big jump from Duplantis.
Before nailing it in his second. And it's just a joke how easy he makes us look when he nails it.
6.11, no problem at all. Yeah, the first one was poor.
And as if you need me to tell you where he takes it from here. It's the jump you've seen across social media already. 6.29 meters, scraping it all the way from his shins to his chest. The bar basically jumping in spot.
Did it stay up? It did stay up!
But it stays on. It is so unbelievably rare to find an athlete who's this far at the top and still has such an intense desire to destroy and break world records. There's actually quite a loud minority of people who criticize him, and you can yap like a gremlin all you want about it being 1 centimeter at a time. But if you're saying that, you're just clearly not paying attention. Since his last world record of 6.28 meters in June, he has competed at 4 other meets: Ostrava, Prefontaine, Monaco, and today in Hungary. Every single meet, he attempted the world record as many times as he could. He failed the same height 10 times before finally nailing it today. Yeah, he might not be breaking the world record with aggressive multiple centimeter margins, but he's attempting it the majority of the time he steps foot on the track. And even then, how could you hate him? He's rinsing Puma for all of their money. That's based as hell. That's now his 13th consecutive world record, 13 centimeters above anyone else in history, and keep in mind, he's only 25 years old. We've still got a long way to go. And just for some extra numbers because I find it fun. A 13 centimeter gap over the second best in history is a world record disparity of 2.06%. For reference, Bolt's 958 is a 1.1% disparity. Ryan Krause's 23.5 meter shot put is a 1.4% disparity. Yulima Rojas' triple jump is 1.5%. And of today's world records, there are only 2 that hold a larger world record disparity, and they are absolutely massive. So if you want to get into the nitty gritty, maybe Duplantis isn't the GOAT. Yet. And of course, other things happened at this meet, but it's a midweek video, so you get my insane, hastily written ramblings. Bryan Levell was probably the next best performance in the men's 200. Phenomenal run from start to finish. Powering off the gun, building a solid gap around the bend, and powering home with textbook form.
So in lane 3, but look at this run from Bryan Levell of Jamaica, steaming away with this one. Watch the clock.
19.69 seconds, the third fastest time this year, only behind the battle between Bednarik and Lyles. And comically, this also makes him the third fastest Jamaican over 200 meters ever. Clearly, when Levell gets it right, he has a beautiful, well-rounded race. But I'm still not growing any more confident considering his consistency issues. I talked about it last video, he has a slew of funky times this year, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to stop. A couple weeks ago he ran 982 in Austria, which scored a couple headlines. Then, only a week later, he goes 20.26 seconds in Poland? For a comfortable win, but what the hell? How do you go from 982 to basically 20.3 and then to 1969 into a minor headwind? And these races were all on back-to-back weekends. I've also seen some valid criticism that he might only run well against average competition. But actually looking at this field, it was pretty good. You had Nijkerk in second, and Makarawu, who took the NCAA title this year in 19.84. Really, I just can't profile this man. If I was a gambler, I would fear him. He very well could be a wildcard for the medals this year, or he could do nothing at all. But at 21 years old, the potential is kinda crazy. Give him a couple years if he's able to iron out the wrinkles. With such a level race pattern, he is a real incoming threat. Both men's and women's 100 meter were pretty dry considering the starting lineups. Kishane Thompson featuring in the men's routine run, 9.95 seconds, running his race to a decisive victory.
Baker, but Kishane Thompson of Jamaica coming through. Strong finish from a Sambini, but not strong enough.
I will say, no matter the form, good or bad, Kishane's finish really is just a bit weaker than you'd like to see, getting preyed upon by Saminu and Sabino who finished really strong. Every day, the Asafa Powell comparisons make sense. They really do have a similar race pattern, a strong start, excellent mid-race, and a weaker finish. Although I think the defining difference is the era. While Powell got absolutely beat on in the early 2010s, today, in the form of Kishane, I think he'd take home a lot of medals. Overall, the times weren't special, but with a month out to the World Championship, they're definitely in their final important training block. And as some evidence, at this exact meet last year, Kishane ran 991 for the win. So keeping that in mind, the women's 100 meter. Holy shit, Sharika Jackson looks fucking jacked. Anyways, Marie-Jose Tallou took the women's race in 10.97, followed by the Jamaicans 100 meter trio, Tina Clayton, Sharika Jackson, and Shelly Ann.
Clayton pushing hard, but here comes Sharika Jackson, the 400 meter runner's strength. Is she going to get there? No, it's Tallou Smith who takes it.
Truthfully, there isn't much to extrapolate. Shelley got an awful start, but still managed to hold on tight for a low 11s, and Tina Clayton ever so slightly made a move in the middle of the race to overtake Jackson for second. Frankly speaking, Jamaican women ain't looking like a gold medal threat this year. Not like that's a bad thing considering their age, but it is reassuring to see that Tallou and Shelley, who are 36 and 38 years old, are rounding into competitive form for this World Champs. And considering the latest news that Julian Alfred is now announced hurt, well, who knows what's going to happen now, besides my picks being absolutely ruined. And to finish off the midweek slop, Kovacs in the men's shot put. Just 10 days too late, my man. He crushed this international field, including Otterdal, who made Team USA, with a 22.33 meter throw. That sadly would have got him third at the US trials. But well, too little too late. He also won this competition by about 80 centimeters. The men's high and long jump did absolutely nothing, and Fred Curley, provisionally suspended for missing 3 drug tests. I know absolutely nothing about it besides this tweet, So if you got any info, write a big long comment and I'll probably pin it. And that's it, just a short installment. I'll see you later this weekend with a longer video after the Silesia Diamond League. Bye bye!